Hi everyone, so I just finished my first live stream for the Season 4 PTR and there's a lot of really funny stuff to try. I have had a blast on my first night and there's a lot more stuff to come here on my videos as well. But one of those things that I wanted to highlight is this. So this is the Caltrops that you can now throw on the rogue, and this is not even its final form, but it literally hits like the entire screen. And that is because there are these new tempering affixes. I already released a video talking through the entire list. I just opened the book and like went through all of them and gave my thoughts. And there are more like this that kind of increase the radius of a certain effect, or, you know, give you a chance to double cast certain things. There's a lot of really crazy stuff in there. So I recommend you to go check that out. But this was just one of those highlights. And this is like far from optimal. But there is like, I'm going to give you an example of this stat here. So it's here on my weapon, for example, this Caltrops size affix. You see this is the minimum roll, and this can go much bigger, and you can put this on 3 different weapons. I only had this here and on one other weapon, so I was missing this one here. And you can get some incredibly large effects. I also was playing with Chronix, with his Necromancer, for example, and he had some corpse tendril size or something, or corpse tendrils range. And as you can imagine, that thing was literally pulling from like 2 screens away or something like that. It's absolutely wild, the kind of things you can do. Now, those like extra size affixes in particular are maybe a bit too crazy, I gotta say. It seems like they don't actually work like in other games where you increase the total area covered, but instead they seem to just increase the radius. So that seems to just like hyper scale like how far these things go. And as you can see here, as I mentioned, like this was, you know, this can literally be bigger than the entire screen here if I try really hard. And I might actually try to make that work. And there's also like other effects like that where, you know, you can get like crazier, like bigger flurry, for example. I need to try that as well at some point. You can probably like hit like half the screen with your flurry, your melee ability, and these kind of things. So it sounds really funny to try, and I'll keep you guys updated with that. But yeah, this was one of those things here that just kind of like struck me, and I've had such a good time trying out these new affixes. So we're going to try to compile like a full list or something of all of the new stuff, and going to probably have that in the default planner very soon as well on Maxroll, for example. And then I guess people can get cracking on the theory crafting. But yeah, it's been really cool to just try them out as well. Now, the funny part is that not only can you get these affixes on your items, but then you can also increase those affixes through the masterworking. So in case you're not aware, masterworking allows you, it's a bit like the existing blacksmith upgrades, basically, to raise the power of all of the affixes on the item. But then you can also get bigger upgrades on a random stat. And if you hit the right one a few times in a row, you can repeat that process if you're getting unlucky. Then you could take this Caltrops size and hypercharge it again to something like, yeah, roughly double the value, somewhat realistically actually. So if you invest enough materials, then you could have like, you know, instead of 85% on the bow or something, you could have like 150 or 160% Caltrops size on one affix alone, and then you can get like the same amount again from your other weapons, for example. So you can have literally like 300% Caltrops size, and it's gonna be, you know, beyond the screen at that point. And well, this is how that works for some of the other effects as well, where you can do corpse tendrils, you can do like bone spirit explosion radius. There's a bunch of stuff like that that exists, and well, a lot of other really crazy stuff. That was just some funny highlight I wanted to share, and I'm gonna keep you guys covered with more stuff on the PTR. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.